What's good, guys? We're back at it again with another video. As you can see from the title, today we have breakdowns on two elite talents in the class of 2026, Dybantsa as well as Tyran Stokes. If you guys didn't know, these are also two players that I recently saw play live at NBPA Top 100. Go check out that vlog if you haven't seen it. But in that specific camp, AJ and Tyran in the class of 2026. Keep in mind, again, most of the players at that camp were in the class of 2024, so these were some of the youngest players there. Yet they still were some of the best players there. Both of them made my standouts on at least one of the 3 days. But the thing that I said in that video separated those two players from everyone else was their activity level. You rarely see players at that age not really take plays off. I talked about it. Both of them running in transition, trying on the defensive end, challenging shots at the rim, actually trying to guard in one-on-one situations. And I saw other players that were highly ranked that, honestly, you could tell they didn't feel like they had to do that. So for those players to be some of the youngest ones there, still giving maximum effort, still trying, they caught my eyes right away. And I knew I had to do a breakdown on those two on the channel. Not to mention, these two are also going to be teammates this year at Prolific Prep, so you know they're going to make some noise. That's definitely going to be a team to watch. But like I said, I knew I had to bring these two players onto the channel for a breakdown. The game that we're going to be looking at is when they played against each other at Peach Jam. I figured what's a better place to be evaluating talent? Obviously, Peach Jam, the atmosphere was going to be crazy, and they were actually guarding each other. So for me, AJ is my #1 player regardless of class. Tyran is number 8 on my rankings, so I figure why not watch when they go head-to-head, especially before they become teammates this upcoming season. Let's jump right into it. First player I want to talk about is AJ, but I do want to say this about both players. It's great to be able to see these players in different settings because at NBPA, like I said, the thing that popped out to me was their activity level, but they also were scoring a lot in transition. Remember, I said AJ the first day was more of a transition guy. That's what I was seeing. Like, okay, he really thrives in transition. And then the second day he dropped 31. And I'm like, okay, no, this kid is a all-around scorer. Tyran wasn't really trying to score, wasn't trying to press the issue. But what he was doing was showing that he can do everything else. Rebound, push in transition, find teammates, pass a little bit. So again, seeing them in this different setting is crucial for evaluation. But let's start off with AJ offensively, right? NBPA, I saw him more in transition. On that second day, I saw more of the half-court game. We moved to Peach Jam, obviously, like I said, big atmosphere. There's actually a championship on the line. Defense is going to be played a little bit differently. And I was actually able to see different parts of AJ's game that I didn't see in that camp setting. Let's start it off with his ability to get off mid-range jump shots. But you guys are going to start to see here, whether he's at the top of the key in an isolation situation, he has no problem with a smaller defender elevating right over the defense and knocking it down. Whether he's coming off a screen, he has no issue, and he likes to take one dribble, hop into his jumper, elevate over the defense. At 6'7", he can shoot over the top, and he is a pretty good athlete. If he's posted up with Tyran, he knows where his spot is in the middle of the court. And again, Tyran is also 6'7". He has no problem getting to a spot in the middle of the paint, elevating over Tyran with a great contest, and still knocking down this jumper. Even on these couple of clips right here where he actually misses the shot, I want you guys to see how much space he's actually able to create for himself to get these jumpers off. It's extremely high level, even if he's missing the shots. The other part of his game that I was able to see is his ability to play off the basketball, understanding when to cut to the basket for the dunk. Or in this possession here, another back cut from the top of the key, understanding when to go, drawing the foul. These are signs that AJ does understand how to play off the ball, even though, you know, a player like him, more times than not, will have the ball in his hands. He was also able to show that he can beat his primary defender as a wing and create open looks for his teammates, open opportunities for his teammates. He was able to beat Tyran off the dribble to the baseline. And because of the gravity, shout out Rashad Phillips, because of all the eyes on him, he's able to find his open teammate to knock down the open three. On this possession here, similar thing. He goes baseline, and again, because of all the eyes on him, it does mean someone's open, and AJ is able to identify that person more times than not, as you can see, getting the ball to his big for the drop-off. In terms of getting downhill to the rim, this was a strength that I saw at NBPA. He didn't show that too much in this game. Here's one clip of him going downhill on Tyran and finishing in traffic. But all in all, AJ Dybantsa, at his age in the class of 2026, is an extremely high-level scorer. This is a player that's extremely advanced for his age. Again, there's a reason why I have him as my #1 player. And it's not only because of the scoring acumen, like I said. He can also shoot threes. I saw that live. I wouldn't say it's his ultimate strength. What he really likes to do is either get to that mid-range, transition, finish in the paint. But all in all, again, we don't like to put any expectations on players, but this is an extremely high-level talent. Like I said, not only because of the offense, because I've seen it live, he backs it up with activity level, effort on the offensive end as well as on the defensive end. And those are big indicators on how far a kid is actually going to go. Now let's talk a little bit about Tyran. Tyran Stokes, similar to AJ, 6'7" in terms of height, but in terms of build, he's more similar to me. And I'm 24 and have also already been through 4 years of college weight training. So that should tell you the type of player Tyran Stokes is in the class of 2026. An extremely physical 6'7" forward. At NBPA, like I said, he wasn't really pressing the issue offensively. He was showing all the little things, the intangibles, hustle plays. So it was great to see him with Vegas Elite in a different setting on a different team where his responsibility, his roles are different. And I was really able to see what he could do on the offensive end. Let's jump into it. As I just said, Tyran, 6'7", extremely physical, big body. This is a player that is very hard to stop in transition. That's something that I did see at NBPA. Like I said, he wasn't really pressing in terms of in the half court, but in transition, no one could stop him, literally no one, and that did end up translating over to Peach Jam in this game. I want you guys to see this. Once Tyran's going downhill with the head of steam, and he is a pretty fluid athlete, he's getting by guys pretty easily, and once he gets into the paint, he does show that he can finish on either side of the rim with both hands. Even on this next clip, he does end up losing the ball, but he does get it back, end up finishing. I actually said in NBPA, in terms of his handle, it looked maybe 1 to 2, 3 dribbles max, especially in the half court. In transition, he can push it, but the handle is something that is steadily developing. I was extremely impressed with what Tyran was able to do in the half court in this game, though. Let's look at this. Rotating defense, able to pump fake the first defender and use his handle to get around AJ, the second defender. Wide finish in traffic, that's extremely high level. He gets the elbow ISO against AJ, being able to face up, make a move, and get to the rim. And because of his 6'7", extremely stocky build, he's showing that he can finish in traffic with a level of consistency. What I really wanted you guys to see, though, in terms of half-court clips, is Tyran Stokes in the pick and roll. This is something that I didn't see again at NBPA because it was a different setting. Put him on Vegas Elite where he's the primary ball handler, primary scorer, and you can really see what he can do. I really want you guys to see this. This is a 6'7", extremely physical forward, showing that he can come off a pick and roll, make the bounce pass, make the over-the-head pass, make any pass you want. And again, he's in the class of 2026, so he's still extremely, extremely young. Now, it's to be seen how often he'll actually be able to consistently come off a pick and roll and make reads, especially as he gets older, the level of competition gets better. But at the same time, just a player at this size, at this age, being able to make these reads is extremely, extremely high level. I was trying to think back to what Scotty Barnes was looking like around this age. But this is the type of mode you need to be looking at. This is a player at the 4 spot, going to be a mismatch for 5s, slow-footed 5s. You put smaller 4s on him. He can be physical in the paint. He's also a great athlete. I don't know if you guys have seen some of the clips that have been circulating on social media. And again, defensively, activity level, I want you guys to see he gets the steal here, gets out in transition and punches something. I've seen the activity level live. This kid actually tries on the defensive end. This kid is a high energy, high motor player, so you know he's going to work on any weaknesses that he has in his game. So you can't even really project what he's going to look like by senior year if he looks like this now. He did show an ability to knock down the 3. He also did take a couple more off the dribble. So he is in that stage of trying to figure out exactly what he wants to become. Just like AJ, this is an elite talent, which is why both of them are in my top 10 players regardless of class, even though they're only rising sophomores. Both of these guys, AJ and Tyran, are some of the most talented, best players in the country. But why I really wanted to bring them to the channel is because I saw live their activity levels, their motors. They aren't too cool. They aren't, you know what I'm saying, out there just trying to act like I'm the guy. I do whatever I want. No, both of these players compete at an extremely high level, which is why, even though they're rising sophomores, I'm so excited to see what these guys do in the future, especially by the time they get to their senior year. They're teammates now, so, you know, that's going to be extremely interesting. A pick and roll with AJ and Tyran and seeing how the rest of high school basketball adjusts to that. That's going to be something I want to see. I want you guys to comment down other elite basketball talents in the country that you guys want to see breakdowns on. Like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I appreciate you guys watching. Remember, if you want to book me for a one-on-one Zoom call, you can do so at my website, BTI Basketball, in the description. I appreciate you guys watching again. See you next time with the next video.